back in the day when I took the Pottermore quiz, I was a Hufflepuff. I recently downloaded Hogwarts Legacy, though, on my laptop. And I thought that I would get to pick my house, but it has you answer some questions, and then it just picks a house for you. Now, you can say whether or not you want to be part of that house, but I just said, yeah, screw it. This is the one you chose. I'm going to do that one. And it happened to be Ravenclaw. So, you know, I don't know what that means. Maybe when I was a kid, I was a Hufflepuff, and now that I am a cultured and learned adult, I am a Ravenclaw. So that's pretty cool. So this is the Spellbook Chronicles on YouTube. I have watched his videos before. We really like his videos on this channel, and I don't get copyright strikes on my YouTube videos, which is really awesome. Definitely subscribe if you're watching that. All right, so anyway, Rowena Ravenclaw, I'll link him in my description and all that junk. Rowena Ravenclaw, the tragic origins of Hogwarts' wisest founder. Let's begin.
Greetings, my dear wizards, witches, muggles, and squibs. Today, I'll take you where the air is ratified, and ideas soar higher than a firebolt supreme among the towers of Hogwarts to uncover the brilliance of Rowena Ravenclaw, the sharpest mind of her time, the most visionary of the four founders, and godmother of my house. Rowena was renowned for her keen intelligence, her sharp wit,
He is also a Ravenclaw. Good.
and her unparalleled ingenuity. Did you know that without a dream of hers, perhaps even a premonition, Hogwarts wouldn't bear the name we all know and love so much today? Hogs
Really?
and warts. What a strange dream, I must say, dear Rowena.
Yeah, almost like putting a chicken egg underneath a toad just to see what happens. I mean, wizards, man. Wizards just do what they want, all right? They're base wizards.
What on earth had you eaten for dinner that night? A hearty steak and kidney pudding served with a side of jellied eels?
Probably.
But don't be fooled by
Listen, there's a thing called butter beer. I don't know if you know that or not.
her grace and composure. Rowena was also a woman with a passionate heart and an enigmatic past. It is said that her very wisdom came at a high price, with a destiny marked with loss, ambition, and secrets she guarded fiercely.
I cannot wait to learn about them. I know that she was friends with Helga Hufflepuff before they met Godric and Salazar to create Hogwarts.
It's almost like a Shakespearean tragedy played out in Hogwarts. But before we begin, a question. Who's your favorite Ravenclaw? And why, of course, the charming Quentin Pentagram? Let me...
I only know a couple of Ravenclaws. Now, after this, we're going to end up covering the 10 most powerful Ravenclaws, so definitely stay tuned for that video. But I don't know who I think would be the most powerful Ravenclaw, because, like, you got Luna, you got Flitwick, and then you got, like, Cho. That's about it. I mean, if you're not counting Rowena Ravenclaw and maybe her daughter, but I don't know if she counts, because I don't know if she was actually even a Ravenclaw. She might not be, right? Just because her last name is Ravenclaw don't mean she is a Ravenclaw, right? Just because you name him Darren don't mean he belonged to Darren.
Let me know in the comments. Come on, mount your brooms. Today we dive into the life and legacy of Rowena, exploring the secrets surrounding the most precious of her relics, Ravenclaw's diadem.
I called it, man. I called it.
A symbol of infinite wisdom, and perhaps the cause of her downfall.
Really? Classic case of knowing too much, or like, what are we doing a full Vegapunk here, or what? Like, did she know she would be killed, or what happened? Tell me. Chronicles of Ravenclaw, the legend of Rowena.
It was in the veiled lands of ancient Caledonia, on the border between the Highlands and the Saxon lands, that, on a night forged by storm, a child destined to shape the history of the wizarding world let out her first cry. Her name was Rowena, of the House of Ravenclaw. It did not take long for her mother to recognize in the child's eyes the mark that had distinguished the Ravenclaw line for centuries.
Rowena,
The inner eye.
focus.
To many, a gift. To few, a curse.
Is a gift.
Rowena was a seer, one gifted with the sight, a rare connection to
Cool.
magic itself, through which images would come to her. At times, as vivid as reality, at others as hazy as the wildest of dreams. They were fragments of the time to come.
Okay.
Young Rowena, tormented by ceaseless visions, most of them cryptic and
It's all right. So she drove herself insane, full Gojo style, because she just couldn't process all of the information that was coming into her brain because she could see everything throughout all of time.
Devoid of any clear logic, even though she was surrounded by witches and wizards of her kind, could not help but feel different from the rest. Alone. None but her mother could truly grasp the whirlwind.
Was her mother a seer? I bet her mother was a seer too.
Of emotions Rowena was forced to bear.
Come with me.
It was for this reason that the woman did not hesitate to subject her daughter to a strict and demanding education. One designed not only to help her control.
Oh, okay. You know, this is... Okay, you said demanding education. I didn't realize we were doing this.
And channel the magic of her inner eye, but also to shape her into a skilled and capable witch. And
that looks like a spear. What? Shape her into a... Are you sure? Okay, so she has to have come from Scotland, right? Like, there's no way.
Essential requirement for...
What part of Europe is she from? I need to know this.
Survive.
This matters.
In those dark and perilous times. And yet, though her mother, a seer herself,
Was she Rowena Ravenclaw of the clan Ravenclaw?
seemed the only one who truly understood her, no matter how much Rowena proved her talent, or how hard she tried, it never seemed enough in her mother's eyes. Never a kind word. Never a gentle touch.
I mean, parents, am I right? Like, they just want the best for you, but fuck, man, they can never tell you that you're doing a good job.
The young witch could not help but wonder, was she even capable of love? But the more young Rowena grew, honing her abilities day by day, the clearer and more coherent her visions became. Among them, one image began to appear in her dreams with increasing frequency, disturbing her sleep with a growing sense of unease.
Which is it?
A spray of pale white flowers, the screams of a woman, and finally, blood.
Oh, shit.
Something terrible was about to happen. Rowena knew it. Rowena felt it, deep within her bones. It was a day like any other, and her mother, just as she often did, was to join the other witches and wizards of the village at the smoldering remains of yet another Muggle battlefield. Their task was to tend to the few survivors, a gesture of compassion, perhaps.
They're gonna kill her mother, huh? They're gonna attack, aren't they?
But also the echo of an ancient and long-forgotten pact.
Also, the more I learn about the Harry Potter lore, the more I'm like, man, fuck Muggles, right? Like,
Forged in the days
that's the dangerous thing about Grindelwald, is like, I fucking agree with him.
when wizards and the non-magical still walked side by side before blood and fear tore them apart forever. For the first time that day,
Rowena.
her mother asked Rowena to join them.
You'll come with us.
Perhaps at last, she believed her to be ready.
It is time.
But things took an unexpected turn. Upon reaching the site of the massacre, amidst the anguished screams and the incoherent mutterings of the wounded, something caught Rowena's eye.
Oh.
A detail seemingly insignificant and yet essential. A field of soapwort surrounded the blood-stained earth. Could her vision be coming to pass?
It was coming to pass. It always comes to pass. Damn it.
Had it been trying to warn her of her mother's death?
Maybe.
Rowena
probably.
should have stopped it.
Nah.
She should have altered the course.
She could have, but then, like, she'd have to deal with her mom. So it's, you know, like, all of it'll be over. And all she has to do... Look, this lady was tormented her entire life, okay? She was forced to train and train and train, and she was never given a single word of encouragement by her own mother, all right? And all of it can be over right now. And all she has to do is nothing.
Of events. What purpose did visions of the future serve if the future could not be changed? The young witch begged her mother to leave at once, to return to the village, but she refused, ordering Rowena to stay in
Shut up, little girl. Fucking stupid.
her place, and even raising her wand.
Children are stupid. Even ones that can see the future with 100% accuracy.
Ready to use it if necessary.
You leave me no choice.
It was then
Okay, but what's in her wand, right? Because I don't know if we learned what was in Helga Hufflepuff's wand. We know that Salazar Slytherin had a basilisk horn. I wonder what her wand is, because I'm interested.
At the height of their heated argument,
In Hogwarts Legacy, I chose a phoenix feather core and a willow wand with like a spiral shape. It looks badass.
that Rowena revealed the full extent of her power. With an Expelliarmus of exceptional force, far too exceptional, she disarmed.
Okay, all right. So I was under the impression that Merlin created Expelliarmus, but that I guess that's not the case because a lot of people used it before he even was born. So
Armed her mother. The emotional surge behind the spell was so strong that it hurled the woman backwards,
Damn
and
straight.
she fell, tumbling down the edge of a cliff.
damn straight.
Despite her desperation
Gypsy Rose, fuck her up.
and the swiftness with which she rushed to her mother's side, fate had already cast its dice. It was too late. Yet with the last of her strength,
That's okay.
with her final breaths, the woman
There it is, an eagle. A lot of people don't know this, but the symbol on Ravenclaw's crest is actually an eagle. It's not a raven. It's not a crow. It's a fucking eagle, which I did not believe, but here we are.
passed on her most important lesson.
Be strong, Rowena. Cold, detached, logical, but fair. Only then will you be able to control your curse and turn it into a gift.
Okay, so that's kind of a word of encouragement. So at least she did that on her deathbed.
The future is not shown to us so that it may be changed, but so that it may be accepted.
Oh.
As pain, too, must be accepted.
God damn. Okay, all right. You know what? I take back what I said about her mother. She was harsh, but she was only harsh because she wanted her daughter to be strong. And you know what? Fuck yeah, peak mother energy.
From that day on, Rowena never returned to the village.
I wouldn't have either.
She-
I would have left. I would have just dipped. Like, psh, what do you even need a village for anyway, right?
Knew the time had come to leave, to make amends for her mistakes, to make peace
What?
with the past, and to accept both the present moment and the future to come.
Okay.
In doing so, she would honor her mother's final words.
Would she?
Words that would stay with her until the very last day of her life.
Thank you, Mother.
The young witch then set off to travel across the British Isles, seeking to expand her magical abilities, and most
Okay, so I guess she's from England somewhere then.
of all, in search of mentors who could complete her training as a seer. It was during these years of pilgrimage that Rowena
So what you gotta do is you gotta go to the Northern Water Tribe. Anyway, all right.
met the one who would become her dearest and most trusted friend.
My lady,
Helga
Quick tongue, a genuine smile,
you must be hungry.
eyes brimming with the desire to do good.
Helga.
That's definitely Helga Hufflepuff. Fuck yeah. I saw food and went, nope, gotta be my girl.
Helga of House Hufflepuff's magical abilities, bolstered by her boundless warmth, touched Rowena's heart in a way that hadn't happened for as long as she could remember.
I already did a video about Helga Hufflepuff. Definitely go and watch it. It's already out, definitely on the channel. Fucking watch it. Subscribe and like it and comment and all that things. But anyway, I already did a video on her. She's my girl.
Brilliant.
Helga's kindness was like sunlight.
She was also not to be fucked with because she was forced to train in dueling her whole life. Like, Helga was forced to train in dueling her whole life, which is wild to me.
After a long winter,
Rowena.
it didn't take long for the two to become inseparable, bound by a perfect balance.
You smelly thing.
Helga, already a skilled healer even in those early days, could see beyond Rowena's sharp,
She lived in like a cave with an old wizard for her entire life until she left with the house elf.
cynical intellect. She made her laugh, softening the chill that lived within her. To Helga, magic was, above all else, a means of healing, not of control. The two witches, both ambitious, both driven by the desire to better themselves for the good of the wizarding world, and both still hopeful in the face of the widespread bitterness toward muggles during those dark times.
And both desperately wanting to know what witch puss tastes like.
Decided to journey together,
Yeah,
to
I bet
protect
you did.
one another, to learn from each other, and to achieve their goals, together, as friends and sisters. It was said to be during these very years that Rowena came into possession of a long-forgotten heirloom, a diadem of unparalleled beauty, its sapphire gleaming with an otherworldly brilliance. The enchantress chose to make it her emblem, imbuing it with her values, and through the purity of the sapphire, enchanting it so that it might enhance the wisdom and intellect of whoever wore it. Just as Helga held dear the enchanted cup passed down through her family,
which we still have no idea, like, the true power of, or at least I don't know the power of. As best I can tell, it's just the fucking Holy Grail, like, as far as I can tell.
Rowena now had an artifact of her own, the object that would one day be known to all as the Raven...
Which, by the way, it totally could be, because this is in, like, the first, like, the first century, I believe. Wait, no, century is 1,000, right? Yeah. So, this is in, like, the, no, it's not. Century's 100, isn't it? God damn it. I don't know. Millennia would be 1,000, yeah. This is in, like, the first millennia after Christ's death. So, it totally could be the Holy Grail. I'm just saying.
Ravenclaw's
That's Helga's Cup. I don't know anything at all about the diadem of Ravenclaw.
The two prodigious witches, whose fame had quickly spread across the Isle, did not yet know that their travels would soon end for something far greater. South of York, they crossed paths with a wizard whose skill with a sword matched his command of magic, Godric Gryffindor. Alone, he was fending off a group of
dark magic wielding bandits. He's the one I'm covering next. He's the one I'm covering after this. So Ravenclaw's video will definitely be out on the channel before his, but I'm excited to get into his because from what I can tell, his sword is a lot like Rimuru, where whatever it kills, it draws in only what makes it stronger. So whenever Harry killed the basilisk with it, now, because it has killed a basilisk, it can now kill Horcruxes. Because it took in the basilisk venom, which made it stronger with the ability to do that. Apparently, Godric Gryffindor killed an entire goblin army with just the sword. He didn't even use his wand. So I'm very curious.
Group of dark magic-wielding bandits tormenting local villagers, his bravery bordering on madness. Rowena, however, saw another path. With sharp wit, her gift of foresight, and a voice like steel, she ended the clash without casting a single spell.
I have seen it. 2 of you will fall before sunset. 1 shall be strangled in his sleep by his own brother.
Oh.
Another, marked by my gaze, will speak no more. To those who spill innocent blood today, death shall not be denied, but something far worse. Oblivion. No one will ever speak your name again. So turn back now, surrender, or vanish into oblivion.
And she said that to Godric and the people he was fighting. She said, listen, I'll f both of you up.
A true prophecy, or a well-crafted bluff. Neither Helga nor Godric ever knew whether Rowena had truly foreseen the future that day.
I bet
but
she
what
did.
mattered
Rowena,
was that it had worked.
that was incredible.
That very night, around the fire, the 3 spoke of their visions for the wizarding world.
I wish
Each of them wished to protect it,
we could do more.
to strengthen it, though in vastly different ways. Godric, though initially wary of the witch, found himself drawn to her clarity of thought. Rowena, though critical of his impulsiveness, was struck by his unwavering moral strength. It was Helga who mediated between the two, as she so often would in the years to come. And so, the now united trio set off for Lundenburg, one of the largest centers of the Anglo-Saxon realm, where they hoped to find other witches and wizards just as eager
Now this is old-time London, probably, right?
as they were to make a difference.
Or is Lundenburg like a whole different place? I don't know.
It was in this context that Godric struck up a friendship with a prodigious parcel-mouthed wizard, likely of Irish origin, who had only just returned from years of
Yeah, likely of Irish origin and also descended from Medusa.
travel
Canon, by the way. That is canon.
and perilous adventures, eager to offer his gifts to the magical community. His name was Salazar Slytherin, and he would be the first to truly champion the seed of an idea that had begun to take root in Rowena's brilliant mind. A school of magic. A beacon to guide the young witches and wizards of the British Isles so that they might be properly taught and, in turn, become forces for good within the wizarding world.
Beyond the mist of the Scottish Highlands, a warty boar stared at her with glistening eyes.
Oh.
Rowena couldn't look away. It was an invitation to follow. Through trees, over mountains, to the jagged rocks of a cliff. before a vast lake of crystal clear water.
Okay, what is going
Rowena
on?
awoke with a start in the dead of night. The vision had been vivid, clearer than any she'd had in a long time. That was the place. It was there that the school was meant to rise. There that it would rise Hogwarts, School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. And so, Helga Hufflepuff, Godric Gryffindor, and Salazar Slytherin followed the inner eye of their seer companion. And the moment they arrived at the chosen place, its significance became clear to all. A primordial land, steeped in the purest and most powerful of forces. Ancient...
Oh, wow. I did not know that. So Hogwarts was built on like an ancient magic wellspring then? That's cool.
magic. Such a wellspring of energy was the perfect foundation upon which to build their school.
Oh, okay.
Together,
Wow.
the four of them
Didn't know
joined
really
their
that is the
powers
perfect
and
location,
began
though.
to shape brick by brick what would come to be remembered as one of the greatest schools of magic the world has ever known.
But is it the greatest though? I don't know. Stay tuned. We're going to find out.
Rowena infused into the very walls of the castle her vision of a living, shifting stronghold. One that would grow and change with time, forever adapting, forever challenging the minds within. A place of riddles and revelations, crafted to awaken brilliance in those who sought it. She dreamed of a home for the keenest minds, nestled high in the tallest towers, where the air was clear and the stars close enough to touch. It was the year
I love how there's just a whole star map on the floor in Ravenclaw Tower.
993
You
AD.
got to think that's probably pretty important for the wizarding world. I mean, considering like I know that lunar cycles are important for potion making, so like you got to think that the astrological map is probably a very important thing for the wizarding world. So it's shocking to me that the only house in Hogwarts that really focuses on it is Ravenclaw.
And the epic of Hogwarts was finally beginning. But with it came significant responsibilities.
Okay.
Among them, how would they select
I wonder if it was always this big, because like, so Salazar Slytherin ended up creating the Chamber of Secrets. He probably did that after the initial building of the school, right? So
which students were worthy of
I
attending
wonder how
Hogwarts?
big it was.
Each
Was it just like a small room in the beginning, or maybe 4 different rooms in the beginning, or was it always this like huge, massive castle type structure, right?
of the 4
And if it was a castle, was it as big as it all was it always as big as it is, or?
founders
Because I'm like based on the movies anyway, I'm fairly certain that the landscape just changes every year.
had a very clear and distinct idea on the matter. For this reason, they agreed that every young witch or wizard with magical ability should be welcomed to the school. However, each
Except for
student
those filthy mudbloods, am I right, Rowena?
would be placed under the primary guidance and tutelage.
Also, what the hell is this? Can you explain to me? Is flying pigs? Okay, all right. I'll believe magic when I see pigs fly. You see our statue? Fuck over here.
Of one of the 4 founders, who would select them based on their unique qualities and inclinations.
Yes.
For Rowena, it goes without saying, the selection of her students would be guided by the words that would later be remembered as her personal motto.
Oh.
Wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure.
Despite occasional disagreements among the founders, the students grew in skill and wisdom. Everything was unfolding just as the 4 had long hoped. A little more than a decade after Hogwarts was founded, a new student arrived under Rowena's tutelage, a girl upon whose future many hopes were placed. Helena Ravenclaw,
Come,
her daughter.
Helena.
No one truly knows what
So she was a Ravenclaw, both in name and practice. Okay. Whatever. We named her Darren. She belonged to Darren.
happened, nor how. No one knows who the girl's father was, the lost love of Rowena. Across the centuries, many theories have
Definitely Slytherin.
surfaced, fragmented and speculative.
Definitely. Well, actually, you know what? No. Based on what I know about women, her relationship with Godric Gryffindor is probably what made this kid.
Yet among them, one
Because, like, they argue all the time, so it's like, I mean, come on, just fuck already, right?
name returns time and again. Vortigern, a Muggle warlord of Britannia,
Oh, right.
whose story is woven
Boy, you know, I really need to just shut up and listen, because they usually have answers for me whenever I'm just coming up with shit.
into Muggle legend. According to the ancient text, Historia Brittonum, Vortigern once loved a pagan woman, so the Muggles believed, by the name of Rowena. Whatever her origins, life at Hogwarts was never easy for Helena. Her mother was demanding, unyielding, severe. From her, excellence was not a hope. It was an expectation.
Again.
Magical
Damn it, Rowena, you became your mother.
prowess and intellect beyond measure were simply assumed. No one saw her for who she truly was. She was Rowena Ravenclaw's daughter, heir to one of the 4 founders, child of the most brilliant witch of her age, perhaps of all ages. How could Helena ever be herself, ever grow into her own gifts, when she lived beneath such an overwhelming shadow?
I don't know, but it's crazy to me that, like, so Helena has a ghost that is permanently trapped in Ravenclaw Tower, but Rowena Ravenclaw is not. She's not a ghost that's trapped there, so that's just wild to me. And as a matter of fact, it's that way for every one of the wizarding houses. But for whatever reason, she's trapped there. Maybe it's just because this was like was this a terrible time for her, probably, or?
No one seemed to want to be near her. No one, except for a noble-born Slytherin boy who, despite everything, would have done anything to make her smile.
Yay.
But Helena never saw him.
Leave me alone.
She felt alone, misunderstood. Despite appearances, it was Rowena, more than anyone, who truly understood her daughter.
Helena.
What Helena was going through, she had lived it herself, many years before.
Yeah.
I do this for her, she told herself, to make her stronger, to make her wiser than I ever was. But Rowena's ways, however well-intended, only pushed Helena further and further away.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like, listen, as strict as you can be as strict as you want on your kids. Eventually, they're still going to sneak out, right? And the more strict you are, and the less freedom that you give them, the more they're going to want that freedom. So the more they're probably going to do to act out and to rebel against you, just because fuck you. That's why, right?
Until their bond grew cold, delicate, and distant as a thread stretched too thin. Until, just a few years after the girl completed her studies at Hogwarts, that thread finally snapped for good.
Okay.
Upon waking,
Boy.
Rowena could not believe it. Her composure faltered, her usual poise lost its grace. Someone had stolen her precious diadem. Sadly, asking who the culprit was seemed as foolish as it was unnecessary. The real question was, why? Why Helena? In despair, Rowena found herself unable to see a way forward, perhaps for the first time since she had been a frightened young girl, cowering beneath her mother's stern gaze.
Rowena.
And then, a vision,
On your feet.
long buried,
Yes.
nearly forgotten after more than 30 years, resurfaced, weaving its way through dreams and nightmares alike. A sea of white blooms, a woman's scream, and blood.
Is it her death? Or Helena's, maybe?
Why now? Why did the guilt over her mother's death come knocking once more?
Rowena.
For reasons beyond understanding,
My friend.
her body and her magic began to wither, weakening with each passing day.
Who caused this?
And so, she fell ill. The witch,
Oh,
who
damn.
chose to keep the theft of the diadem a secret, both to preserve the delicate balance within the school, and more importantly, to protect her daughter, knew she no longer had the strength to embark on a journey of such magnitude. So, she made a decision to entrust the task to a young man Helena's age, a former student of Salazar's, who during his years at Hogwarts had seemed utterly enamored with her. He came from noble blood, and as far as Rowena knew,
Please.
had recently inherited the title of Baron.
Bring her home.
For Helena, anything.
He told her, vowing to bring her daughter back, wherever she might be.
I stole the diadem. I sought to make myself cleverer, more important than my mother. I ran away with it. My mother, they say, never admitted that the diadem was gone, but pretended that she had it still. She concealed her loss.
No, she fucking died because you took her most like treasured item, and she just withered away of sadness because her fucking daughter betrayed her.
Dreadful betrayal, even from the other founders of Hogwarts. Then my mother fell ill, fatally ill. In spite of my perfidy, she was desperate to see me one more time. She sent a man who had long loved me, though I spurned his advances, to find me. She knew that he would not rest until he had done so.
Ah, there you are, my beloved viewers. Fear not, I'll be quicker than a golden snitch.
Will
First
you?
of all, I want to thank you all for being here for this episode of the...
From what we know, the Baron traveled far and wide, chasing every last trace of the girl who seemed to have vanished without a single clue. Eventually, a handful of signs led him to the mountains of Arbanon, the ancient principality known today as Albania.
Lady Helena.
Deep within the heart of a forest, Helena had taken refuge, consumed by grief and regret.
I was angry.
She had acted out of anger,
Jealous.
jealousy, and the crushing weight of never having lived up to her mother's expectations. After soft words of comfort,
Please,
the Baron stepped forward,
hold my heart.
declaring his love for the young Ravenclaw and begging her to return home with him.
Come with me.
But for Helena, it was far too late.
I cannot.
It doesn't have to be.
Could never go back,
It's too late.
least of all with him, for she knew who he truly was beneath that veil of honeyed nobility.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Cruel, sadistic, and violent wizard.
Is that right?
Rowena awoke in the dead of night, her forehead damp with sweat. A windswept field of white soapwort, like snow upon the earth. The screams of a woman, and the blood. At last, she
Oh my God, it was her. Oh no.
understood, but it was too late. The woman in her vision had never been her mother. It had always been Helena. The man, after stabbing the girl to death, took his own life.
Good. Good.
Unable to bear the weight of what he had done.
Good.
And from that day on, he would forever be known as the Bloody Baron.
Yeah, and he actually, I believe he spends like all of his time as a ghost at Hogwarts to try and, because he's like, so he's the ghost of the Slytherin house. He's the, in the movies you'll see him, he's like a pirate swinging his sword around and shit. He is trying his best to make it up to her for like all of eternity.
Only then did Rowena Ravenclaw, holding in her hands a letter filled with tender words and admiration for the daughter who would never read them, finally understand. Her mistake, just like her mother before her, had been to value the magic of the mind over that of the heart.
Yeah, really should have listened to Helga a little more. I'm just saying, a little bit of love.
And perhaps it was that very realization that
Oh,
caused
Jesus.
the heart of the great witch to quietly fade, one day, into silence.
Yeah, she just died one day.
And so, this story
She took her own death in stride, man. She's that one, or she's that girl.
comes to an end. But the legacy of Rowena Ravenclaw, her deeds, as well as her mistakes and regrets, lives on to this very day, more vividly than
Yeah.
ever. Just like the tale of her treasured diadem, lost and buried beneath the weight of blood and tragedy in a shadowed forest of Albania. Until, nearly 1,000 years later, someone would find it once more. But that, as we know, is another story.
And here we come to the end, my dear intellectuals. Or should
Yes. Your dear intellectuals. Yeah, no, for real. That's the curse, right? Like, you can see the future, but that doesn't mean there's anything you can do about it. So you're gonna have to live with the fact that you've known this is how your daughter was going to die for your whole life. You just never knew that it was your daughter. All of my links will be in the description. All of the links for videos and things will also be in the description. And I will see you guys in a little while.